Welcome to another episode of the APL Spotlight Series. Incredible guests the world over, amazing experiences, wisdom, insight. They're here to not just teach us stuff, but to share a super high vibe, hopefully. Not every guest, but almost all of them. In this APL Spotlight Series, it's an offshoot of the Angels, Positivity, and Love main show. We just have the most super groovy guests back on for a deeper dive, or maybe we play with angels more. Today, coming back to us, a special person from Maryland, Chevy Chase area. She's a professor at Georgetown, author, intuitive, transformation coach, and more. And she's got a summer school. So you want to check in with her if you want to learn or unleash your intuition that's already pre-existing. She's the one to go to for this. She'll tell you about it later in the show. Julie Reisler, good to see you again. And you're back from California and hopefully not too jet lagged.
Thank you for having me, Michael. I am not too jet lagged. A little bit, but I'm okay. I'm good. I'm so psyched. And the energy around you, it's like I'm lit up. So I'm excited. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, we'll hopefully do some experiential stuff. That the part of the show that I try to remind folks about is if you stick around to the end, you can actually take steps, smell sage through the screen, see light on my hands, see light on your hands. And Julie, you often will end up being our transformation guide on air live, taking steps with the universe for all of us. Okay, let's go big picture for 2 seconds, not to make this too serious, but what's up with mankind? Is this whole spiritual thing real? Is this whole consciousness, our vibration is elevating here on Earth? How do you describe this?
The way I look at it is our soul is all chosen to be here right now. This is by design. A term that I use a lot is we're divine by design. This is there's a lot of shift happening. I do think that we're shifting energy and yes to consciousness. I also, in my belief is we're all coming from one. So each of us, while we're in what looks like very separate bodies, which, we are at this moment, we're all expressions of the one. And so I really think there's a great awakening happening. And I think there's a great remembering, is maybe a better way to say it, a remembering, a reclaiming of who we are. And so to really get the strife, the challenges, the things you're seeing out there, remember to get that there's an aspect that lives in each of us that represents. I really believe that the outer world will reflect the inner world. We're seeing that on a collective level. And so when you look at it from a lens of love, from a lens of growth, of remembering who we are, which I believe is great love, then it's the question of how do I add more love here? How do I take what I'm seeing in me, what I'm seeing out there, and how do I look at it from curiosity, compassion, interest, rather than judgment and blame and fear? We do the fear and doubt. We'll see more of what we have. So I do think it's a great call to change our lens and the way that we're looking at things. I also think the more that each of us learns how to connect and trust our inner guidance, your intuition, your higher self, there's a part of each of us that is not in this world, that is, and that is, how would I say it? It is infinite. It is always there. It is outside of space and time. It is all loving. It is always there to guide. And that's the part that never dies. And I believe the great remembering, the great awakening is how do I tune into that part? I call it your Youest You, your higher self, your great self, the true you. It's the part that is of the great creator. It is connected to each of, we're all in this great web and it seems very divided and separate. And I think it's remembering there's an illusion to that. While you may not be able to see, and some of you could probably see it, some of us can't see it. It's knowing it, it's remembering it, maybe if it's even feeling it. And that happens through conversation, that happens through heart connection, that happens through these kinds of programs, through what you're doing. And that happens when we feel that sense of something that doesn't even have to be words labeled, what it is, but there's a knowing, oh, I feel her, I feel that. And I do believe the goal is to not close it, but to open our heart to the things that are hard, to the things that are challenging, to the things that are fearful, to the things that are upsetting, and to the things that are wonderful, open to everything, bring in love. I think it's either the idea is either we're either experiencing love or it's a cry for love. And I love that reminder. It's one or two, it's one of those two things. So coming from that lens it's easy to see there's a big cry for love happening, and there's also a lot of love. And in this dualistic world, I believe what we're looking to do is remember the unified field, the unity, the communion, that we are actually one. And so that's up to each of us to find that unity within ourselves. And I know for me, that's at the level of the heart of love and connecting to my higher self, my intuition.
Oh, I love it. Outstanding. And let's talk about you as a healer, whichever way you wish. There's a curve. It's like almost putting on a really nice pair of bedroom slippers. You have to get really comfortable to do the work that you do. And what you just said, I think it's resonating with everyone who just heard it. So obviously you're comfortable and confident now. What sort of stages did you have to go through in the past? You can briefly cover it any which way you want, but give us at least a taste of where you were before versus now, and then could you describe now?
Yeah, I'm a I'm a lifelong learner. I feel like the what we deal with is our classroom. Our messages often come from the mess. For me, I had a really tough time in life, I would say. I mean, I struggled with a lot of, I think what many of us do, especially many of us women, with people pleasing, with, you could even say, in the fight, flight, fright, when we get into that space of fear and response from more of that sympathetic nervous system. There's fawning, which is very similar to people pleasing, wanting to be liked, not wanting to be judged. There's a lot of value in that. We, as humans, our instinct is to be valued and to be liked. And for me, struggled with that quite a bit. And the problem was I really stopped. I pushed down my voice to really try and be whoever I thought I needed to be. I was married to my first husband at the time, really good person, great family. There's no issue with them. But I wanted to try to be a certain way, and I think in life in general. And so I really, really shoved down my intuition, my inner voice. And it wasn't until, that voice, my higher self, woke me up. I had two young kids. It was not the ideal time. I really see it now as this big awakening. I was struggling earlier. I talk openly about addiction. I think addiction can be, for many of us, look many different ways. For some, for me, it was actually food and sugar. For some, it's alcohol, drugs. There's many, many variety versions of it. It could even be addicted to your phone, addicted to social media, addicted to gossip. There's a lot of kind of addiction. For me, it was using, food and getting dopamine hits from sugar. And it was partly because I didn't want to feel or be in, who I was and be self-expressed, because I felt like I needed to fit in. I wanted to be liked. And I did a good job at that. The problem is I lost a sense of myself. I didn't lose myself. I lost a sense of myself. And I really feel like my higher self woke me up saying, Julie, like on the shoulder, this is not going to work for the plan that we have, your soul has. It was a really intense time. Long story short, I'd been doing a lot of self excavation work through support groups and other healing programs and 12 steps and all of these different kinds of outlets. And I realized there's nothing more important than to listen to my inner voice. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I did end up, I mean, it opened the door to, I ended, my marriage ended. I ended up going back to get a master's degree. I left my full-time job as a single mom. Like, this was, gosh, 13 years ago now. I then came down with a health crisis, like everything in the world that was really an indication of old patterns, old structures ending, crumbling. And I'll say that today, all of what has happened, starting a business over 10 years ago, everything I've done has been, I take my orders from the divine. I actually every day remind myself, God, the universe is my employer, is my guide, and I really feel that, and it means I don't always have a roadmap. But the things that have come through, or that I create or I do as a healer, as an intuitive coach, as someone who just, I really want to be fully in the light I have and be able to help others express and find that in themselves. all of that is motivated and inspired from being in that very dark space, and those spaces where I might have seemed happy, but really felt like I was dying inside. I felt like the light was going out, and I just believe we all have light to shine. And so, yeah, the message has come through the mess, and I believe that's often our point. I think Rumi had a beautiful quote about that. You go to the root of the root, and you've got to heal it all the way down. And I do think I would add, and then turn around and help others that are experiencing that. That's what we're here. Ram Dass said, we're all walking each other home. I really try to live that way, Michael, really.
Okay, if you had to give yourself a compliment right now for rocking and rolling the way you do, if I have to describe it, look, everyone's out in the ocean. We know it's not just choppy waters, it can get to be big storms, 50-foot waves. I feel like you've reached a point where either you're hydrofoiling or you're a little airplane just above the waves, so you're a much smoother path today. Could you give yourself a big compliment? Because we're going to do Sage next. I'll put up three angels to give you compliments. You're going to have to listen. So this is going to be a little bit of a spotlight, but it is a spotlight series. And I want to make sure you show the love that you're already showing yourself and others. And so, what's the compliment you'd like to give yourself?
Oh, wow. All right. The compliment I would like to give myself is really honoring my intuition and taking steps in that direction no matter what. And honestly, that's a lot of courage. It does take a lot of courage to do
Oh
that.
yeah. Okay, Stage, and if anyone's wondering and you haven't watched the other shows, you can smell it through two screens. And even if your schnoggin is broken, you're fine. It's really your heart that does the smelling without smelling or seeing without seeing if it's light later. This is Sage from California, Juniper Ridge. Find it on my website. I finally, 2 years later, timing, divine timing, I finally figured out how to become an Amazon associate or affiliate or whatever. So I think you make 25 cents if you buy an item from my website. So do it. But make sure you comment right now what's already resonated that Julie has shared with us, or put an emoji if you're shy. Hit the like button, subscribe, and so on. Okay, smoke. Leave your eyes on the smoke. And I do have only one rule, and that would be just ask the universe, angels, to help you out of your head into your big heart and catch the sage. We already did this before the show. We've done it before. But are you already getting the sage?
Yeah. Yeah. I can actually feel it. Hmm.
Okay, and at home, play this over, put your hand up, you can feel it, the vibe. I'm still going to do it a little extra. Ask for flowers, ocean, or other. It could be a perfume or a cooking smell from someone, one quadrant of your passed over family. What are you getting that's an extra something that's sensory?
I was getting sage and I'm actually getting rose right now.
Yay. We were just talking East Coast before the show. I hail from the East Coast originally, even though I'm in Texas. So I've only been back once since 2010. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put up Joy and Angel. If you could just get something private, get a hug, and then we're going to bust you wide open. Private, get an answer, get a hug for anything. Just say got it out loud when you got it.
Got it.
Okay, and then can she share what some of your magic is, some of your spark, what your divine purpose is? It could be any of the above, or just, hey, your high energy vibe is awesome for others. But what is she saying to you to tell to us about you?
You want me to tell you what she's saying?
Yeah, this is
Okay. Okay. Let me take a second here.
she's singing your praises literally.
It's funny because I'm seeing a pink bubble. She's got that pink energy. And that when I'm around people, they feel the pink bubble like a hug. They feel my energy as a loving, comforting, warm hug. I love that. That's cool.
Ooh, very cool. Okay, and if you'll close your eyes, you don't have to have a photo. Just let her come in and say good job and maybe get a kiss on the cheek, a touch on the shoulder, center of your back. Your heart feels warmth. And once you get that, I'll put up Charlotte. Okay, here's Charlotte. Same thing, but she might talk to you privately about something a little more detailed for what's ahead. So we make this a dual-edged thing. Don't keep that
Okay.
private. And then
Okay.
what's Charlotte have for you that we get to hear about you or something else fun?
Wow, it's interesting. The image I got right away was an ear prompter, and because I hear her questions a lot, and I almost saw her as like a producer, and she's like, "We're helping you. We're helping you with questions and producing." everything you're doing, including a film on the way, which I didn't even know that's coming.
Yay. Okay. And I wish I knew how to, if you know how to do this and on Zoom, ticker tape comes down or balloons or whatever,
Yeah.
put that in the notes for me. Okay. Yeah. Do you know how to do that?
Sometimes it just happens when I don't mean to. Yeah.
Yeah, ditto. Okay. Here's Min. We're going to jettison the compliment stuff because what are you getting from Min? Just anything.
Mm,
It could be all of mankind, the big picture, self-important stuff that we need to not take things so seriously, a little more love and sparkliness, or other.
yeah. I'm hearing, I'm hearing for me and for all of us, laughter, don't take things so seriously, but also each and every one of us has the wise teacher in us. It's not something you can look to others that inspire you, that remember you, that remind you, that help you awaken. Always go within because we each are wise. We are all, it's a hologram. So we all have the same wisdom, wise teacher in us somewhere. Ask for that. She can help with that.
I love it. Okay. Wayne Dyer and Ram Dass to round it out, and then we're going to get back to a serious sounding podcast. Okay. Here's Wayne Dyer. Hear one thing from him, or get a big hug, get something private, get something to share out loud. He's probably just laughing and saying, "Hey, kiddo."
Oh, I
Okay.
love him so much.
What are
Yeah.
you getting?
He's like, hey, sister, work on your book. I told you I'd help you. I'm going to help you with that. And I actually got some inspiration this past weekend. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. And Ram Dass, um, same thing.
I love Ram Dass. He's laughing. He's like, wink, wink. We're both from the Boston area. I'm from Boston originally.
Oh.
And I'm just hearing it's simple. Don't make it so hard. It's so simple. It's so simple. You don't need to make this enlightened thing a whole PhD thing. It's not what it is.
Talk to us a little bit about that. How do we get to here, and how can we not make it a trek up a Himalayan mountain with
Yeah.
50 institutes and 4 years of study under a master?
Yeah. I'm hearing him also Wayne Dyer. I do a lot with the Course in Miracles, and what I'm hearing is Julie, you'll remember there's a line in there it talks about it's less about a study of love. It's more about the removing the blocks to love, removing the blocks to perceiving love. And so it's like stripping away. It's less about adding on. It's more about I'm seeing like he's showing me almost like go through your closet, go through everything. You don't need 90% of what you have. The same thing with thoughts, with like you just let it go, let it go, let it go. We're a being. We're not it feels very material, but it's so simple. That love that everyone feels that. We all feel that typically in our heart. It's infinite. That's the truth of who we are. The more I'm hearing more being, just and it sounds so trite, but I really feeling it, like truly give yourself time to bask and be in that knowing and that love, because we make it complicated. That is another way of the ego, of our fear-based thought, to make it challenging and make us think this is something like only a 2%. No, every human, and if you're here listening, if you're here on the planet now, you've signed up. I mean, all of us have signed up in this incarnation to really help with this greater beingness and awakening. It's there. It's like I'm here. He's laughing. He's like, complicate it. Just let it release everything. Release what's in the way. Release the blocks. It is literally who you are. It's funny. I mean, he's laughing his head off. So is Wayne. They're like, do you not see? This is like so simple. We're all making it really hard. We're all making it really hard. We don't have to.
Here and now, not to do the pun. Okay. And by the way, no, now and here, which I remember I was seeing Wayne Dyer at Bass Hall. I mispronounce everything, but at Austin, sorry, UT, University of Texas, Austin. I'm at Bass Hall. I lived in Austin for, I'm going to get, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years, something. But I'm attending and he's on stage, but I had to run to the bathroom and they've got the event piped into the men's bathroom. And I'm sitting there, and I think I was in the middle of writing one book here, and I had just thought that there was like one unique phrase. Everything that I've ever written or said, someone else has said it, pretty much. Um, so I'm sitting there, and I'm in the men's room, and his voice is piping in, and he goes, "Now, here, like." no, now here nowhere, and he does that. I had just written that thinking it was original, for a book, and I was like, oh, poor guy next to me was like, oh my God, what happened to him? Because I literally grunted out loud or groaned. I was like, oh my God. Okay, let's do this. Talk to us about your favorite tip these days, last week, this week, for helping people slow down. If it's back to what you were just talking about, everyone's a lamp. How do you even know you're switched on here? And how do you get that lampshade off to just shine a little more and be? But what's your favorite, like this week advice?
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, you've got to even be aware your feelings, your emotions are going to help you, your energy. So if you are feeling, um, it's always a choice of, am I being loving or is this a cry for love? I mean, it's very simple, right? Am I in fear or am I in love? And there really is nothing but love, but we are in a three-dimensional place where, we have gravity, we have time and space. It seems like very real. And so, I actually have a couple phrases. I got this personally from, I love, from the course, and I think these are very helpful. One is, I can see peace instead of this. I can see peace instead of this. So that's something, it's cognitive. It's very helpful though. It's a quick reframe. There's another one that is, I am the light. I am the light of the world. We are all the light of the world. We all are. So I love those two together. The last one, which is really powerful and is something that you could work on the rest of my life. Love has no grievances.
Mm.
Love has no grievances. These are ones I have in my phone. So yesterday, our flight got delayed, and I was like, okay, how am I going to be with this? How am I going to be here? There were a couple things that happened, and I was like, okay, if love has no grievances, what does that mean? How am I going to be then? And it's so obvious. It's okay. Then I'm going to show up loving. I'm going to show up sharing light. I can see peace here,
Mm.
and I just kept using it. It was really, really powerful. So those are helpful. I think things that we can say that I say to myself. I still am a huge fan. Any kind of slowing down, breathing, meditation of any kind, even if it's for a minute, you're shifting your nervous system. It's how we can tune into our intuition. But for those of us who are tend to be a little left brain and want something to say, I think any of those three are powerful.
Okay, this is one where maybe you haven't shared it on a lot of podcasts because you aren't just a show host with amazing guests coming on, but you're also a guest on a lot of other people's shows. What's one of those really personal the universe stepped in? It was dream time. It was physical. You were out and about, and a stranger out of the blue just grabbed you by the arm, sparkly eyes, and you got sizzled. Their touch, you were like, oh my God, and you heard just what you needed to hear. Can you share one or two of those very personal moments?
Yeah, this actually happened in Sedona about 5 years ago. I'm a big fan. My dear friend Danette started the Illuminate Film Festival. I just came back from it. I believe in it. It's all about, showing conscious cinema. And I was there, and I think this was maybe the second or third one that I went to. And I'm a big fan of Whole Foods or something, any kind of healthy market, because often there's food that's just, we're going quickly, and I wanted to find something healthy. And I remember I didn't really have a lot of time, but I stopped by to pick up some items so I would have something to eat. And I was sitting, I think, having a snack in the back area. They've since probably redone it. And this old man walked over. I'm talking white hair, wearing all white. He sat in front of me. It was like communal tables. This was like a longer wooden table. No one else was there. I remember thinking, okay, he's human, but something about him, who is this? And he had a piece of like receipt paper and a pencil. I'm like, who even has a pencil these days? Like, who does this? And he winked at me and he asked me a couple questions. We were talking about the film festival. And then he said, I want to write you a note. He wrote me a note and then he left. And it said, God lives in you as you. I actually saved it. It's on the inside. I have a glasses case because I would travel with it, and I taped it in there and I laminated it. And I kid you not, I felt like that was not a purely human being. He literally felt like an angel dressed up in human clothes. It left me speechless. I mean, I still have it to this day. I think it was actually maybe 6 years, 6 or so years ago, 6 or 5, 6, or 7 years ago, but it was powerful. And I just knew in my heart, I'm like, something's going on here. This is not, I don't know what's happening, but I'm listening. And I love that.
Well, I failed as an interviewer on episode 84 where you first came on this show. So people can check that out back in 2024 for not getting that great story out of you. And you don't know who that is as an angel. You don't have to share it out loud. But I've got three angels I'm going to put up. So don't just get the name, but maybe get confirmation or duh, yeah, you heard it right. The first angel, I'll put up Joy, Charlotte, and I'll put up Abe, the Abraham of old, angel on everyone's team, grandfather, fatherly energy. You might catch pipe smell or, one of those masculine smells that makes you feel comfortable. Most of the stuff feels like I always do divine feminine, but hey, you got to have a masculine thing. And one more thing about Abe, you'll crack up at this photo. I'm borrowing someone else's photo on Earth. He likes to teach fishing. No, he likes to hand out fish, whereas most angels are teaching fishing. Okay, never mind about that. Hear who it was and say, got it from Joy. But if you
Okay.
could put a hand on your heart and really breathe 2 times through your mouth or a lot through your mouth so your shoulders are going up and down, your eyes are closed, see it all over again and have him turn and say something to you directly. So you're like, whoa. And if you want to kiss on the cheek or touch on the shoulder or just a little light, he makes something out of light like a flower that comes your way or a swan or something cool.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll put up Charlotte and right time, right place. You can put in a request and anyone at home, look, the universe, I think Julie's making the point. She has good words for it. I can't remember it. The whole that it's very malleable, the universe. So put in the request to the universe, like, I want what she's having. Okay, here's Charlotte. Here's something about the gentleman. Get something extra. And then if you don't mind getting something from so far Joy, Charlotte, and him to
Mhm.
share with us as sort of the big picture.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Actually, what I heard was that the angelic be like that's you. That's each of us. That I'm looking at it from, oh my gosh, on a higher plane. It's really interesting. And what I heard is, don't do that. Don't do
Uh,
that with any of us. In fact, these angels, these don't do the duality. Like you are that.
hmm.
That's cool.
And I'll go off on a little teeny tangent, but they said, I mean, there's not much I remember in 14 years here, but they have said about angels, they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, all different sorts of purposes, and they live within you and around you. And technically, they're still learning from us, even though from our perspective, they know it all. Okay, here's Abe, and I think you're going to crack up on this photo. Let me see how I do this. But have him weigh in and catch something masculine, fireplace smoke, pipe smoke, or
Okay.
that Cologne.
Mm, okay.
Okay. And what are you getting? Okay, one more, and then we move on to maybe one more very juicy story. What are you getting that you can share with us?
So it's interesting, right? Abraham, and I'm like, this idea we're all, so the idea of being the chosen one, what I heard was each of us are the chosen one. You choose yourself. And in choosing yourself, you're also choosing, remember, we're all one. So it's hard to sometimes get this, and I'm hearing don't overcomplicate it. You're chosen, and everybody is chosen. You're worthy. You're don't even there was like there was no doubting that, so I don't even want to bring that into it, but I know many of us can get into that doubting worthiness and goodness. It was like your extension of creator. You're chosen. Every single person is.
I'll say show love always, but can you take it from there, that whole interconnectedness thing that you're touching on, and how do we keep it simple? How do we keep it real? How do we keep it real simple?
I love that. See in every brother and sister, that is that's family. Everybody's family. Everybody's family. And that means everybody. I mean, that means political parties, people that you disagree with, you don't see eye to eye, family, brother, sister. That's it. And when you look at everyone, doesn't mean you always have to agree. That's so funny.
You got one of those.
There
Yay.
we
We didn't
go.
get the ticker tape or the balloons.
Yeah, that'll come. That'll come if I'm meant to have that, that comes. But every single person, even if you disagree and you don't want that, And then, of course, going back to the kind of hologram idea, it's a part of you. It's a part of you to love and honor, or to hold and to see what needs soothing. So we're all related. I think that's the best way to say it. If you look at everyone as, oh, that's my sister, that's my brother. Yep, did something I may not do, but what is that representing? Maybe there's a part of me I've disowned. Maybe there's a part of me that I didn't express that's really angry, that has, that fear too. So everybody's related. That's the way, that's what's coming through to me.
Okay. I had the next question, but we'll do it this way. So, show love always, grow your awareness, not your thinking. But talk to us just a little bit more about how simple this is. It's right in front of you, and most of us get lost in thinking and perceived tasks, roles. Being a parent, the job is so hard. Hey, I got 16 kids. I'm on my fourth divorce in 4 years. I'm that unlucky. You don't understand my situation. My problem is, talk to us again about how it's kind of like stripping the varnish, cracked varnish off the teak deck.
Well, I think the thing to remember is everything, there's an energetic patterning of everything. Look, quantum physics scientists are showing, what is it, 99% of matter is dark matter, is not even tangible. It, really to understand, and it doesn't seem this way, especially when we have flooding of hormones that feel like anxiety, depression, sadness. I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. And it's pointing to, let me pause, go back to the love that you are. And so the way to do that, quiet, quiet, connect, commune. I would say those three things: get quiet, connect, and commune. Remember, no, hand on your heart, any kind of feeling. Remember, we're not talking about the brain and thinking. We're talking about, if we were looking at the brain, it would be the right side of the brain. That is something my friend, actually, Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, she has totally gone into with whole brain living. We literally have a part of ourself that is not about logical thinking, that is about a universal knowing, a beingness, a love. And so, whether you do that through heart centered breathing, whether you do that through breath work, whether you do that through picturing Gaia, Pachamama, Mother Earth light coming through you, the angels you work with, anything that can shift your feeling and to that knowing of love, to oneness, of being supported, what will happen is everything will shift from there. You have to go inside and you have to go energetic first into feeling. You can't, I don't believe you can just think your way out of a box. I think you've got to activate a remembrance, a knowing, a feeling, a sensation, along with the thoughts, along with, okay, my intention is to remember who I am and to live in a space of generosity, being generous to people. And that doesn't mean just giving money, that means generous in terms of listening, around generous in terms of giving grace to somebody, generous with yourself. So it's hard to do that if you're an automatic, autopilot, if you're scrolling through your phone, if you're addicted to social media. And a lot of us are addicted to games on, the app on your phone where someone was talking about 10-10 the other day, and she's addicted and she had to take it off. Any of that addiction keeps you out of the space of discovering the treasure and the reality of who you are. So the simplest thing, the monks do have it right. Get quiet. Doesn't mean we need to do 18 hours a day, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. We all have that. You'll be able to start listening and hearing and sensing and feeling your guidance, your higher self more. And it's that higher guidance, your higher self, that's outside of time and space, that's infinite, infinitely loving, that's always connected to creator. That's what we want to be following, because that will never be fear. That will never be ego or doubt. It's always going to be for your highest good. And that's why I think it is so crucial to spend time every day connecting in. Quiet, connect, commune.
Okay, so I did remember what the next question was going to be, but when I'm listening to you, I'm just woof, gone. So allowing more, dreaming big, letting the universe bring it in, setting your intent, or we'll call it manifesting, which is sort of the biggest way to say it these days. But can we tackle it sideways first? I'm going to put up 3 photos of angels, not that you've not seen them before in the last 15 minutes, but so we have 3 volunteers, Joy, Charlotte, and Min. If you want to put your hands out in front of you, it can be off camera, as cupping as if you're catching water in the shower, but off camera. Let one, two, or all three come in and just look down and see the colors. You'll feel it, obviously. If your eyes are shut, I'm not looking your way at all. Just when you hear ready, look down. And if it's pink, it's joy. If it's pink and blue, it's joy and Charlotte. If it's pink, blue, and white, you got all three. Let them come in and kind of give you another aha. Here's another level of explaining because there's a million ways to explain manifesting. Find a hold and breathe extra for me at home. Shoulders going up and down through the mouth if you don't mind. If you're a professional nose breather, fine, do it. Breathing's breathing, but extra breathing, and you'll feel it more in your field. You're outstanding in your field at home with sunflowers if you really let go. So I'm borrowing from LA Story, Steve Martin, that film. Okay. Did you get some colors in your hands?
Yep.
Okay. Now let them come in, or they've already come in. Is it sort of a newish way to say it for the whole how to dream big and let it come in?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna see what comes through.
Here, and
You know.
I'll put them up just for a little extra help. It's not like we're putting you on the spot every 5 minutes on this show.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm here. I can tell you what I'm hearing right now. Yeah. So, and I can tell you, I mean, I saw a big blue ball of light, huge in my hands. So I'm guessing that's Charlotte. And I'm hearing manifestation is so natural. We're making it into this like fancy schmancy, I got to go on Rodeo Drive and buy it and say the right things and have the right bag. It is not that. Manifestation is happening every day, all the time. It is what's important is our focus and our intention and our awareness. And the key to this, what we think of as manifestation, is intention. It's awareness and intention. It's very simple. It's back to I'm seeing Ram Dass and Wayne Dyer in the corner laughing. And they're like, kids, this is simple. We do this. We're meant to do this. Where you've put your energy and you focus it is what expands. It's that easy. So, when you have the doubts and the fears, it's not, oh, I got to be scared. I just said this and I take it back, cancel. Like it's not about, then you bring fear in when you start doing all that. Just focus on what feels good. Focus on what's fun. Focus on what you love. That's it. Focus on that. If it doesn't, if you're not there, you don't feel it, let it go. Like and it's reminding me, I'm hearing Michael Pollan, for anyone who knows Michael Pollan, like eat mainly plants, eat just a little bit, and that's like, be simple, moderate, focus on what you love, focus on what feels good. That will manifest. We're doing this all the time. You can look at your life. I used to actually personally teach this. You can see what you've manifested by what you're living right now. And if you're living something you don't love, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Focus on what you love, nourish it, nurture it, plant, like you're planting a plant, grow it, water it. That's it. And it's so, so simple. Just understand you're wired to do this already. We live in a dynamic where that is the one of the laws of circulation, of manifestation, the law of where you put your attention. So it's, again, I'm hearing simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple. Don't get all into the brand name. I'm hearing, okay, this is what I'm hearing. Don't get into the brand name of manifestation. There's a lot out there. You've got to do this and then this and then this. No, keep it simple. What do you love? Where's your energy? Where do you feel light? Go there. Follow the light. That's it.
Awesome. And I always love the surfing metaphor. I try to throw as much surfing into everything, social media posts and so on. But where you turn your body and put your focus is where you go. That's usually how it works. If you're not hitting the reef or there's no waves. Okay. I've got a Kapuna Auntie Margaret out of Hawaii for you. She's awesome. I like to describe her as love on an Hawaiian breeze. Um, Definitely hands-on healer type. You should feel her catch a lot of aloha in the air. She's got something special for you. I love her.
Mm.
You can feel her hands somewhere on you. If you want to put your hands out, you'll feel her hands on your hands. Feel them light up. Yep. And I'm going to blow through the microphone. It's below the laptop today. I'm showing it just in case people think I'm weird, but I'm going to lean down and blow into it. Catch a Hawaiian breeze on your nose. If your eyes are shut, you'll get sea spritz on your nose. Julie, did you get a little sea spritz on the nose?
Yeah, I really feel this energy of her actually very intensely.
Yeah, get something private. You as a healer, it never stops. That whole growth and expansion. Good luck trying to plug it up. It's gonna happen. And get something private. But then what does she have to share with all of us? We'll go India next.
Okay. Well, what I'm seeing, it's funny, I saw like an old school tiki lantern kind of thing that you'd be holding, and what I'm seeing is this lantern when it's really dark outside, when it's really dark, and it can feel dark, be dark times, dark situations, the darkness actually. Remember to turn up the light. It lives within you. It is you. It's not just in your heart. It is your entire, it's your soul. You got to remember you have that lantern, and when you have one tiny little watt of light, it's not dark anymore, and that's how we all are, and that's the truth of it. So it is really cool. I was expecting at first, I'm like, is it a boat? What are you giving me? And she's like, no, 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 sister, no, it's a light, it's a lantern, and it's, you might even think of yourself, is it lit up, is it not? And that's an important thing to, your intention, your awareness, that's all you need. That is all you need to turn it up. You do, I keep hearing over and over again, you don't need to spend a lot of time or money on these fancy things. You have it, it's in you. So just use your attention and your intention.
Brilliant. Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, the one from 100 plus years ago. I've got a colorized photo. I had one show host get upset with me for just saying Sai Baba and not specifying because there was one from like 20 or 30 years ago, but I don't have to be on that person's show. So, and it's all good. We know which one we're talking about. He's super high vibe, and I describe him in a parallel way. Love on an Indian breeze.
Okay.
What are you getting from him? He loves to move in this photograph too. If you want to get a wink, a smile, shoulder waggle, the ears will move, toes, something.
It's funny with this one, I'm getting laughter is the medicine most of us forgot to take and have and get. It's so simple. I keep kidding. It's so simple. And I'm seeing like the Muppets, remember the two guys and I keep seeing Wayne Dyer and Ram Dass like in the up there, like those two older guys in the Muppets, and they're just like laughing their heads off. They're
The
like,
peanut gallery.
peanut gallery. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ganesh or Ganesha, and I'll do the tiger on the wall next if I can remember. Ganesh, no explanation needed, just deity, India, good fortune.
Yes.
What are you getting from him? And if you don't mind letting your whole room light up as well.
Okay.
And you can catch temple incense as if 5 meters behind you is an Indian temple. Hear the sacred music, but what incense are you getting if you can put a words on it? I would fail that one. I would not know how to describe anything. Are you
Okay.
getting any incense in the room?
Yeah, it actually made me a little bit dizzy.
Oh,
A little dizzy. That's okay. This deity is all about abundance, and how will I say this? I get, we are so mesmerized by the abundance of the thing called gold coin money. We're mesmerized, and we are taking our eye off of the real prize. So yes, there's a place for it, but the real abundance, like the real gold, it is not a tangible thing. It is truly the signature, the thumbprint, the energy print of each of us. It's our soul, it's our light, and it's more abundant. What I sensed and I'm seeing and hearing is it's more prosperous and abundant than literally all the billionaires. You put that all together, we would be blown away if we could actually truly for a moment, and there are probably very few who have seen, felt, understood what true prosperity is. So
mhm.
when you bring in Ganesh or Ganesha, you like start from the energy of feeling that in yourself, and not just the body, but also your soul, which is beyond, because the body, we're not our body. The body at some point gets dropped. We're infinite. I mean, it's really quite amazing. We're infinite souls. We never die. We never die. And I'm hearing and seeing, don't lose sight. Do not, I'm hearing, don't take your eye off the ball, off the real treasure. It is not the gold coin that humans think it is. It's not. It's not.
Tiger is the one that the Divine Mother or Mother Durga rides on. Deity-like, not like a spirit animal, and no masculine, feminine, or whatever. Just say tiger. But everybody has a tiger in the tank to do a pun from those '90s Exxon commercials or whatever petrol company that was. But tiger in the tank. He's action, pure action on everyone's team. You should be able to really feel this.
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
you want to put a hand out and feel the giant tiger's fur, soft shampooed, unlike jaguar spirit, you can feel soft shampooed fur, total opposite of jaguar. Not knocking jaguar, we love jaguar. But what are you getting from tiger?
oh, I love the tiger. It's actually my animal, in the children's calendar and the high school I went to, all of it, always been tiger. So what I hear is be fierce about how you love. Be fierce about how you love.
Okay, and I have to go straight over to a Native American figure, and then we'll go straight back to a normal linear interview. But Geronimo, he's action as well. If you only had to pick, like, you're starting a business tomorrow, Tiger, Geronimo, an angel named John who's synchronicity, and there's still one more action figure. Oh, Metatron, who's like the oil in the machinery. You couldn't go wrong. Let go and get a lot of help from the universe. But here's Geronimo, older, unconditional love, spirit guide, action, 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 dry wet humor, and more like, yeah, nah, duh, just do it. You already know the answer. Okay, he should already be coming in full-fledged swinging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you getting from him?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm wearing these earrings that are Native American made, I believe. So I am getting like tune into Mother Earth and take action according to what you got from Mother. It's so simple. It's like he's like two steps. Mother Earth guides you, take the action. That's it. There's really not a whole lot more that we need to do. All the worry, doubt, like it's craziness. It's doesn't need to be there.
Okay, and we're still doing one last little thing with both Geronimo and Joy. I'm just holding Joy up. You saw Geronimo. Close your eyes and pick one side for one, like left is for Joy, right is for Geronimo. Let them
Okay.
come in and get a little vision. If you don't mind breathing more, I'm not looking your way. You've got privacy, except you're in front of a full audience that millions will see in years from now. Breathe through your mouth a little extra to turn it up, the volume, and get a beautiful vision. You could be back in Sedona, or it could be somewhere further west,
Okay.
and you're getting something. I don't know. It's a two-part thing because Joy's bringing it one way. Geronimo, those two are like in lockstep. They work together.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen this before. I can tell
Yeah,
you
I
that.
didn't do it. I mean, just full disclaimer. Yeah, this is you with them. I'm
Okay.
just being funny. Okay.
So Geronimo, I feel his presence like it's in my face, huge. And it's funny, I'm wearing this tank top. It's very interesting. I'm seeing the
Like
scene.
your designs on the wall.
Oh, I didn't even, yeah. Isn't that funny? I
Yeah.
didn't even, yeah.
In that.
So above is the moon where you have the full and the slivers. And oh, there we go. I didn't mean to do that. The bottom is the earth like that. And the earth is the center and then slivers. We don't see the earth like that, but to understand, I think I'm hearing the as above, so below. There are cycles, there's more darkness times, but it's all perspective. It's all this is really coming right through because I it's all where you're standing, where you're looking, and how you're looking, because obviously the moon is always full, but it depends, right, where you are and in the season and in the space. And it's the same with the earth. It's beautiful. And it's interesting. Joy's energy, this pink glow, it's almost like it's like filling the entire space. And don't be caught up in the illusion that darkness, that certain times, it's all part of, there's cyclical aspects to it. And holding that remembrance that it's all the light, it's all infinite love. So that was beautiful. I've never seen that before. It was really
Okay,
cool.
well, you kind of just earned. We won't wrap it up just yet. We have one more extra exercise to do, and then we're going to have your wisdom, and then you're going to give us a new mantra or dust off an old one and repeat it 3 times for the audience. So we're going to buy you lots of time for that. But to cheat, if you're worried about the mantra, they're going to give you one or help you, or your higher self, soul's going to kick in.
Yeah.
I'm going to show my light on my hands. I'm going to use this as the background, but blue sky is number one. Shut off TV is fine, or a black sweatshirt draped over a chair. Celestine Prophecy kind of showed it with the guy from Band of Brothers with the NCIS or JAG actress. She's showing him. But as one guest, Sue Frederick, said from Arizona, hey, we were doing this back in the 70s before that movie existed. And in India, they do it this way. The more important thing is you're about to get a dad joke. Unfortunately, it may be one that you've already heard, but I'll still try to come up with one you haven't. Okay, here we go. The dad joke is a fish joke. So I'll give one just to warm people up. What do you call a fish with no eye? Fish. Fish, drop the I, FSH. But then here's the next one. Well, what did the fish with no eye say when he hit a wall? Damn. The only underwater wall around. Damn.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay, you can see a little filament of light, gold, green, yellow, 10 colors at once. If it's
Yes.
rainbow
Yep.
light, hit pause and run out and buy a lotto ticket. What are you seeing between my fingers?
I'm seeing golden light. I'm seeing yellow for
Okay,
sure.
ask Geronimo, Joy, the whole crew, Ramdas, everybody,
Wow.
to
Okay.
kick it in now and let them do their thing. Hold on. Let them do their thing and bigger. You might get a geometric pattern, flower, bird, oiseau in the middle. What are you getting now?
Uh, It looks like a cord that's spinning is what it looks like.
Yay. Okay. And this is leading into something which I really did have it locked down, but I forget everything. I'm totally vacuous. It's awesome, but not good for a show. Okay, I had a really good point with this. Oh, okay, we'll do it this way. Final act of fun on the show, extra light. Ask Joy exactly what we're doing, but I'll put my hand up in Texas. You're in Maryland. But I said it like a Marylander. Feel what you can feel. If you don't mind putting your hand up, feel a little warmth, vibration. What do you want to use for an adjective as we make the connection?
I feel warmth, I would say.
Okay. Now I'm wishing joy light or rainbow light or universal consciousness your way. Let angels do all the heavy lifting. Here comes the first one. I'll do it two more times after that. We'll get bigger and bigger.
Okay, wow.
How was that? Did you get a little whoosh?
Yeah, I feel like heat in my fingertips.
Okay. And the second one, no two are the same, but ask Charlotte and Joy to make it nice. If you got to run a marathon on Sunday, put it towards that. Store up those energy cells like a squirrel with acorns. Here we go. Extra light. And was it a little different, more like Ocean City, Ocean?
A little different, that one.
Okay. Now I'm going to look like a goose and two ping pong paddles. I'm going to whoosh with all of me here. But who's the angel that's saying I'll handle this for you? Is it Min? Is it Joy? Is it Michael coming in? Who's saying I'll be your ambassador for this one? Here's
Yeah, the
Michael.
minute you said Archangel Michael, I heard yes.
Okay, here comes Michael leading the cheer here, but here's extra. And if you don't mind on this one, use more words, but you're not under no obligation. Here we go.
Okay.
And how about them apples?
Lots of energy.
Okay, pulling out of all of this, I'll put Joy and Archangel Michael up. If you could wrap up the whole thing, because I feel like you were so insightful, you earned it. And then we'll have you do the mantras. But what is your final reminder for us all?
Okay. Give me a second here. Let me just feel this energy. I'm getting both of them. It's funny, Joy with her name. I'm hearing, oh, that's cool. I've never heard Joy. So I'm hearing actually joy is your currency. Joy is the currency. Not we think it's other tangible money, joy is the currency and it's actually the currency for manifestation.
You connected the dots.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I'm actually not hearing anything else from Archangel Michael. I'm
Oh,
hearing like that's enough. That's
that's
it.
fine. But here's one more that you're not sharing out loud, but have them show you that book idea that I know you're already working on one and stuff like that. But for down the line, how some of the stuff you've been talking about can percolate. See the book cover, let them fill in the blanks. You're not sharing anything except you say, yep, I got it.
Okay, I see it.
Prima. Okay, but now you are stuck. You're on the clock. What's our mantra? But you got to say it three times and with pizzazz, which you've already been doing the whole show, so that people can go back and for a shot in the arm of confidence or like, oh, I want to hear Julie's voice again. What's your mantra? But you got to say it three times.
Okay. What's coming to me, let me ask because I'm making sure it's the one
Oh,
I'm
and you can see your higher self soul if you want to stall. Look up in your mind's eye, with your eyes shut, or out a window in the blue sky if you want. You can see Aurora Borealis. You might be silver and gold today. You might be rainbow light. Let Joy and Michael hold your hands if you need extra help. I'm about to get ear pressure, but hopefully I'm not pushing too much. But you can see your higher self, hear your higher self resoundingly come in. And if you need to see that mantra on a t-shirt, you can too.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very simple. It's I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am.
Julie Reisler, very interesting interview today. I love this, and thank you so much. I mean, I'll off camera invite you on later this summer. It was that good. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much. This was, I'm big into tuning into our intuition, and I feel like what a fun experience. I really hope this was impactful and that the takeaways, it speaks to each of you, each person, however it's meant to, and that it blesses everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.